Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I'm your host, joined by my buddy Dan Welch. Dan, how was your night off last night?
It was good, Adam. I got a good night's sleep. Worked on the house a little bit, and am I'm ready to talk about some Counter Strike.
Excellent. So, folks, this is going to be a little bit typical of more of a shorter podcast than normal. Dan and I are both a little bit tired. But we want to make sure we got a podcast out for this two-game main slate here on Draftkings. Dan, typically what you and I would do is recap the winning lineup, but as of when we're recording this podcast on Saturday night, the main slate still shows us live, and apparently there's some discrepancies the last I checked. So we can't exactly review a lineup that hasn't gone final.
Yeah. Yep. They are changing things as we speak. So
But I
they
will.
were.
So they're changing things as we're recording the podcast. So no lineup review in this podcast. I will say, uh, thanks, but no thanks, Buster.
Buster.
It was kick.
Buster. Buster.
It
Buster.
it was Kickert day though. Kickert showed out.
Yeah, sure was.
So
And Sanjay actually pretty good.
yep, happy for that. Like this team is up and down. Like they need to find some consistency. Again, we're waiting to get back to LAN play. A lot is going to change when we get back to LAN. So
Mm,
I have never watched a Counter Strike event, and we've never had Counter Strike. I'm sorry, I've never watched a Counter Strike event that's in LAN. When I started watching
mhm,
was when they were online last year. Like I haven't seen any LAN play. Like we've obviously seen teams boot camp. That's one thing, but I haven't seen them in a traditional LAN setting. Um, so I know LAN definitely makes things different. Flames is a perfect example. It's amazing what happens when you have no ping, when you're
all
boot
right. Yeah.
camping.
Yep.
Or little ping. So it just makes things move a lot better. So it'll be
Mm,
interesting. ESL Pro League Season 14 is going to be a LAN event. The teams are going to be in Malta. I do not believe there's going to be a studio audience, but it is going to be very different because now you have the teams like Navi, Astralis, these mega powerhouses that were fantastic on LAN and struggled online. And we saw Navi struggle last year online. We saw Astralis struggle a little bit. And now we have these new lineups. Fnatic were, I think, a good LAN team. So like we're gonna see some of the players that haven't been doing so well in the online era go back to possibly looking at their other form, you know, other LAN form. So
mhm.
and then we're gonna see teams, and the three that immediately come to mind are Gambit, Heroic, and Virtus Pro. Three teams that have excelled in the online era transition to the LAN environment. How is that going to affect the teams?
Right.
So a lot to come, but we have an online slate here, Dan. And this is the final day of IEM Summer 2021 group stage. Next week, we'll get into the playoffs. I'm going to say this right now. I protest this podcast.
Why is that, Adam?
Heroic lost.
Mm,
Sad face. No, I'm kidding. So, I mean, they had a close contest, 19-17, I think I saw the scoreline was for map 1, and then the Heroic got beat and crushed on Nuke. I don't understand that. But, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Like, Heroic have nothing to be ashamed of. We're incorporating a new map now. It's the first event they've had for that. This isn't IEM Summer isn't a super major, like one of the biggies. But now they've had practice with this. They're getting into the next event, which is going to be IEM Cologne. Actually, no, we have one other event coming for IEM Cologne. We have the Blast Finals, I believe. So Dan and I were going to do a little funny rehearse bit prior to that, but that's okay. So we had the Blast Premier Spring Final. We got a
it's too
bunch of.
late, Adam. It's too late.
It's all good. It's all good. We got some DreamHack opens. Got some Fun Sparks, Swing Speed Springs, the Star Ladder RMR event. But the next time we're going to see Heroic as of right now, unless they're one of the DreamHacks, and we have it for DraftKings, is going to be IEM Cologne 2021, where Dan Heroic are going to defend their championship.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Crickets. I know. Listen, I know heroic are an FPX, but still. My goodness. But that.
Oh, I'm struggling right now. I gotta tell you, I'm a little tired. So I know it's a big deal. Heroic, yeah. We got a
Got a little
little.
sidetrack, folks. Got that. Don't mind Dan and I's CS:GO homerism for our favorite teams, but nope. So I'm excited to see more what this NIP roster can do. And Plopsky was positive. He wasn't negative for a change. So
Oh yeah.
that was that was a pleasant surprise. Um. So anyway, all right, folks. Let's get into it here. We'll get into those other events a little later. Let's get into this two-game IAM Summer 2021 event. First game on the slate here is Team Vitality versus G2. And Dan, we take a look at pricing on the slate. Nico is $9,400 and the second highest priced player on the slate. Zyro is actually behind him at 9,200. How are you approaching Team Vitality versus G2?
I gotta go with G2. And then maybe a Zywoo fade just because maybe people will be on him. And this could be a matchup where I've been really impressed with Amnek lately, and not that that will necessarily have a huge impact on Zywoo. I think it'd be some good leverage, and I like G2, and they've been playing strong, and Zywoo or Vitality's been a little iffy. So
I actually think Vitality. See, I'm on the opposite side of this game. I like the Team Vitality side of this for the leverage and large field GPPs.
okay,
Because this team's looked better lately. Shocks have been stepping up. Amanek's been stepping up. Not Amanek, sorry, Masuda.
yeah,
Just look
that's
at his last couple of games.
he's been doing well.
34, 9, and 32 versus Double Pony. We don't have his most recent games?
Huh? Because
Hang on.
he just went off on the
He did. It wasn't on the Draftkings game logs, but we're going to go to his team stats. Let's go Masuda, go to player. So let's take a look at his last couple of matches. He's done pretty well.
12. Yeah.
So versus Complexity round one, he was 13 and 16. Okay. Before that versus Double Pony, he was +2. He was +21 versus Gambit. Versus Gambit!
That's insane. That wasn't
That's
on the slate. That was not a no. That wasn't, was it?
that was just, no, it's not. But like he's been playing better. I mean, there's a lot more red on here than green, but Masuda is someone I have interest in for large field GPPs, and I think makes a very interesting captain play.
Hmm.
So, Dan, can I interest you in any Nexa or Jax? Obviously, we know Nico and Hunter are firmly in play. Any interest in Nexa or Jax?
Oh, I really like Nexa tomorrow, especially the price. I mean, it's not super low, but I think he can pay off.
I would agree with
May
that.
have to may
I
have to clutch a few rounds.
I I do like Nexa at 6,200. You know one player that sticks out to me though, who's extremely underpriced on the slate?
Mm,
Apex is $5,400.
oh shit.
That's too low. Like Kyojin at 4,600, I understand. I actually
Mhm.
don't mind Kyojin and like a 20 max and above for large field GPPs. I really don't mind that at all. He's been looking like he's been somewhat getting more used to Tier 1 CSGO. So I don't mind taking the shots, but for me, I'm on the Team Vitality side. We take a look at the stats here real quick. Dude, it's a coin toss game. Team Vitality a -103 favorite, G2 a -118 favorite. It's a coin toss. So, and then the second game on this slate, Ninjas in Pajamas versus Virtus Pro. The Ninjas come in at a -129 favorite. VP only a +106 underdog. So this is a lot of coin flip games here, folks. So it's not exactly like we have a ton of super Vegas leverage where we can get very different. I think this is going to be a very interesting slate for ownership perspectives. I think on this two-game slate, you have to make your stands where you want to. Like, I may take a stand and say I'm playing Captain Masuda. Or I'm at least
Okay.
having Masuda in a Team Vitality stack. Like, you have to get different, because these games are going to be very close. Like, if VP decide they want to show up and be elite tomorrow, and people play Nip, and Nip get crushed, like, you want to play VP. If VP continue like their most recent form, which is up and down, like maybe you want Nip. Like you have to take stands on the slate, 100% for sure.
Yep.
All right,
No, I
before
agree.
anything else to talk about with this game?
Um, no, like I said, I like Amanek. I think he's been doing pretty good, and for the price, that could good
Yeah,
spot. And they're probably gonna, I would imagine they'll play Dust too, which is usually good for oppers. So
yeah. Both of these teams like playing Dust too, so I can see that.
yeah,
So I'd be
give me some
inter-
Amanek, buddy.
I'd be interested to see what Team Vitality's been doing for their permabans.
Yeah, like will we get an ancient? You mean?
Yeah, because like so they only have one other match, and that was this one. Here was I am summer. That one.
I think we've been getting ancient a lot more than people expected.
Well, I'm curious what the maps were, like the map bands.
I got a little, I digressed a little bit there.
Well, on match page. Yeah. All right. So it look. Okay. So Team Vitality didn't like Train, and they don't like an ancient either.
Yeah, why not?
So I'll be very interested to see if Team Vitality just continue banning Ancient, and they just make Ancient the new permaban for them, and then just stick with their map pool.
Yeah, I would most definitely expect that as well.
Yeah. So I mean, again, like look at these stat lines versus Gambit. That's impressive. Was
Yeah, they
very
wrecked.
impressive. Zyber was plus 23, Masuda plus 21. Everyone was positive.
Hmm.
Even Kyojin, 31 and 27.
Yeah, they looked like they had a little bit of a swagger on the at the end of that match.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sure
So
Apex was good about it.
yeah, I don't mind shocks at 7400 either. But all right. Before we get into the next game here on the slate, and again, folks, we apologize if we don't sound our like our normal, usual, happy, perky selves. We're both a little bit tired. But check out PrizePicks.com, our fine sponsor, PrizePicks. Sign up using the promo code Clutch. Again, promo code Clutch gets new depositors a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. PrizePicks, future of the DFS industry. It's a fusion of DFS and sports betting. You're picking against the line. And I apologize for yesterday's video that we had some technical difficulties on there. I posted a note in the description with the technical difficulties, at what point I started cutting off. In the prize picks segment, I posted my picks below in that description as well. So just for like future podcasts, if there are technical difficulties like that, we will notate it in the description of the video.
Mm.
So apologize about that again, folks. I didn't even realize my headset shut off. It was doing so well, and then I'm just looking over at OBS, and I'm like, why is my like audio input just like not showing anything?
Mm,
And I was already like 28 minutes in at that point, and I'm like, I
not
really
gonna
don't
start.
want to do this all over again for an extra 2 minutes.
Yeah,
And
I don't blame you at all.
I spent a decent amount of time after I recorded that podcast too, trying to figure out how to splice the video and make it sound better. I recorded another Prize Picks video. I tried figuring it out, but I spent so much time trying to figure it out. Um, so anyway, folks, hit that like button for us and leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well. That way you all know every single time one of these podcasts drop. Dan, it's the final game on the slate is Virtus Pro versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. Device is the most expensive player on the slate at 10,000. Device is back to his normal $10,000 price tag, or where he should be. James is 9,000, and one player that sticks out to me, Yakindar at 7,800. What are you doing with this game?
Oh my god, I after today, I'm just so over Yakinder right now. It's like I know he's expressed his remorse on via Twitter about his poor performance, but Jesus, it's like minus 20, and like plus 20, minus 20,
That
like
first map before that ace he had on A side of Dust 2, he was like 2 and 19, or
yeah.
whatever it was, and I'm like, what
I
is
think it was
going
three, and
on?
that was bad. And you know what the worst part of it is someone asked me a question in Discord like the night before, and I was like, fade Yakinder. I said this. Fade. I could screenshot it for you. I said fade Yakinder because Spirit's gonna shut him down, and then I played him.
Wow.
You know, and it's all because someone said that they thought Spirit would be higher owned because of the odds, but that was not the case at all. So it was a little bit of a frustrating day for me. But I don't know. I think Kinder's in play. 7,800 is certainly a good price, and it's the Ninjas. It's not Spirit, who they play regularly. Maybe they don't know how to. Maybe the Ninjas won't know how to shut him down or contain him. Um,
I mean, I'm interested in the Ninjas here. I'm also interested in Virtus Pro. All four of these teams, like I said, anyone can win. These are such close games.
yeah, there's no underdog.
There really isn't like. I think we can easily go back to Kicker at 5,600. Look,
Interesting.
Buster burned a lot of people. He burned a lot of people.
Yeah, that was bad.
He had a very bad performance. Um, I'd be hopping right back on board the Buster bandwagon as well as Yakindar. I'd really only do it in MME format unless you all out there just have a really good read on VP. Like if there's clearly something up with this team. This isn't the elite team that we've seen. I don't know if role changes have moved up. I don't know if they're anti-stratting Yakindar and Buster and Jam and everyone else out. I have no idea. But clearly this team is not like it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I still treat VP with respect as like a top 5 team. Their recent performance is not that of a top 5 team. James is trying to hold this team together as the Opera and IGL, but this team they're off right now.
Mm.
So, one price tag that sticks out to me, Plopsky's $5,000 and the cheapest player on NIP. I don't mind taking shots on Plopsky. Dan, from a single entry standpoint, do you have a lean? How you going in this game?
Um, Not really, just because so many there's so many good plays. Um, Maybe to get different though, do a 2-1 because I think this will be a close game, and certainly certainly a good chance that a three stack won't be the most value. So probably do I probably I like Sanji just because of his price, and he's been
He's
doing
been
okay. You got two
he,
4Ks today.
he's been solid. He's 4,800.
Yeah, and that might unlock device. I'm certainly interested because despite Kickert's performance today, and I'm still not going there. And then
That's totally fair.
yeah, Buster's just I don't know. I can't go to. It's either Jamie Kinder or Sanji for me. Um, and then
That's
on the
fair.
other side, yeah, on the other side it's device and res, most likely like in tandem.
Okay. So you get Device, you get Rez, no interest in Hampus, who's been looking absolutely outstanding.
Not really.
I have interest in Hampus. Very much interest in him. He's been fragging his butt off. So
Yeah, it's
Hampus's
nothing
last
against him.
couple
It's
of
just with
games, I mean, he's been in the 50s. He's been okay against Malice. That was the OG only at 18, but again, it was a best of one. Like he's been solid, and then he had a crushing game today, so he crushed.
mm,
So I mean, I definitely am interested in Hampus for large field GPPs. But
yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah. All right, folks. Core value GPP segment and our favorite team stacks. Dan, I have no core play on the slate.
That's
These
I
games are too close to call. I have no core.
I kind of have to agree with you on that. Certainly, yeah. Well, I mean, where do you go? It's like
Exactly.
'cause I'm trying to fade certain people because I think it'll get different. It'll be, that would normally be a core play.
Yep.
Um,
All
but
right. So for value, who you got?
Sanji,
Okay. I like Plopsky for value
it's a good one too.
and Hampus
That's
as
cheap.
well. Plopsky's kind of like a value slash large field GPP play.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
since
think not.
since neither of us have core plays, give me two GPP plays.
Mm, Hunter and Chucks.
I like it. For me, it's gonna be Masuda and Rez. Do you have a favorite team stack?
No.
I don't either. Like I said, this is gonna be very close games, in my
Yeah, it's
opinion.
gonna. I might do a 2-1-2-1
That's
if anything,
that's definitely a way to get different.
because I know it's gonna be. They're both gonna be close. Like, there's just no way that these are not close.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks, time for our prize pick segment here on the podcast.
Let's do it. It's my favorite part.
Dan, 10 plays so far as we're recording this. Give me two.
Uh, Stanislaw. Ooh,
28.5.
that's pretty low.
It is pretty low.
I'm gonna go over. It's a little bit of a trap though, but I will. Apex over.
You took mine. I mean,
Oh, and
that stat line that's juicy for him.
who's
Super, he plays
uh
for Nordavind.
yeah, but who are they playing?
Fiend.
Oh, hmm. I'll go over on Super. He's a former
Gambit
I
player,
think Gambit. Yeah,
I believe.
he goes off too. I've
Yeah.
seen him go like not when while on Nordovin, not
Yep. All right. So I also I like, again, you and I both like Apex over on the 32.5. Um, I also like Alexi B and Nexa both over on there. They seem very low. So I'll take the over on 33.5 for Alexi B and the over on 34.5 for Nexa. While I'm not as confident in those, I feel pretty good about saying over on both of those as well. I mean, they're going to have to do well. We know Alexi B and Nexa, while they're not super high fragging IGLs, they definitely can frag. And I think they can beat these lines.
wait, who's the Lingby Vikings playing? Who are they playing?
And Chopik.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a trap. Yeah, and then I would say Hampus and Buster are just too close. I would stay away from them.
That's very close with what they're probably going to score.
Yeah, that seems trappy.
Yep.
I might actually make a deposit into Prize Picks just to go heavy on Apex and um, who did I say? Supra. Yeah,
Yep. And you had Stanislaw over.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But that's I would probably just lock
Yeah,
a two.
I'd say Stanislaw is risky because we know he can
Yeah,
IGL more than he frags.
exactly.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it for Dan and I here on the podcast today. Again, sorry for the somewhat lack of energy. We're both a little tired. It is a little late as we're recording this. But we
Yeah,
want to make
sorry
sure we
guys.
got content out for everybody. So follow us on Twitter at AdamWX21, at Wandelch, WANDELCH, and you can follow the podcast on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. That is going to do it for us. We'll see you for the next Tier 1 main slate. Good luck on this slate. Latest, peoples.